even leaving maybe a production school and starting out new, like just the industry's changed so much. So they have like the I guess the idea of being an interning somewhere, like I guess you were going to do it originally, that kind of backfired on you. So then you can also have maybe an option to be like an assistant to a producer, which maybe you may have an option or you may not have an option. And then you have like the freelance opportunities in which yourself, that's what you kind of took upon and you kind of found your niche into doing things like that. Can you kind of maybe explain like the differences between the three?
Yeah, totally. So the biggest issue that I had, the reason that I couldn't get an internship was that the school that I went to didn't have an internship program. And in Nashville, or in Tennessee, it's a state law that you have to get paid for an internship if you're not getting college credit. And so in order for me to intern somewhere, none of the studios would hire me because I wasn't getting college credit. And and so no one was cool with doing that. So it left me unable to get an internship. If someone wanted to get an internship and is going to school and is getting credit for it, it can definitely be a good experience. And it was something that I wanted an experience to have. I would never say that it's necessarily a bad thing. Now, there's different types of internship experiences. There's the commercial studio internship experience, which is going to be at some of the bigger like multi-room facilities and stuff. And they're usually going to have a handful of interns, maybe as few as like 4 or 5 up to like, a dozen or so. And those interns' responsibilities are going to be pretty broad. It could be just cleaning, wrapping cables, sort of keeping things organized, basically being like a janitor / maintenance person sort of thing, a runner going to pick up lunch, setting things up, for people, going to drop off thing, that sort of thing, kind of just a general sort of assistant, kind of deal. And in some of those facilities, which is something that I don't personally agree with, but I only say it from like my own experience, they basically tell interns that they need to be invisible. And they don't want them to really participate, to speak to anyone, and to be really involved in sessions. I don't know that that's the intent of what an internship should be. I think in my mind that if you're interning somewhere, you're supposed to be getting the experience that will allow you to have a career, not just do menial work for someone, but I never had that experience, so I can only speak from that. I have friends that say, man, that's just part of the deal. You got to do it and, and pay your dues. And then, you start to get those opportunities once you earn them. And that's completely fair. So certain studios are run that way. And it's important to know that those types of internships are going to be set up that way. Now, there are some great opportunities that can come out of that. Just being around that type of facility, if you pay attention, you can learn a lot even though you can't talk to anyone. You can see a lot of really great things. You can learn how that type of studio is organized and managed, and there's a lot of great experience and knowledge to get out of that type of experience. And it can prepare you once there might be that type of that opportunity. And so there's that type of internship at a larger commercial space. And then you have internships that are more with smaller maybe production companies or producer-run studios like mine. And in general, I think those internships are a little bit more personal. You're going to have a closer relationship with the people there because it's a smaller staff. They have more specific clients that they're working with rather than like a broader range. And you start to get to know some of the the folks around. It's a little bit more of a casual sort of thing. You still may have some of the similar tasks to do, but you may have a little bit more kind of hands-on experience and one-on-one time with the individual that runs the place that you're working with, rather than the sort of just generalized internship that might happen at at a larger space. So that can be great. However, it's only really great for someone that wants to work for themselves, I think, because you're learning how to run a more of a boutique, like private studio, as opposed to like a commercial operation. So if your goal is to get a secure job at a major studio, I wish you the best of luck. There's definitely those opportunities out there, but it's like winning the lottery. But if that's your goal, you can make it happen, like 100%. But that type of smaller, like boutique experience may not be the best thing if that's what your larger aspiration is. And then there's sort of like personal assistant type interns, like maybe not someone that has like a commercial facility, but someone that's just like a mixing engineer or a mastering engineer. They may work out of like their home studio, or they may have a room that they work out of somewhere, and you're sort of like the direct assistant to that person. And I think that can be a really great experience too. Again, if you know that that's sort of the path that you want to take. So if like mastering is the thing that you're really passionate about, then seek out a mastering engineer that you could be an extra set of hands for, and that's going to be, in that particular scenario, if you want to be a mastering engineer, that's going to be, I think, a better experience for an internship than going to a commercial facility where you're just picking up lunch, for people. So really looking at like what your goals are and where you think you want to land, and then finding an environment that is going to be a good fit to give you the experience and knowledge that that would help you get there.